Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, the show that takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible.
Welcome to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Hello. How's it going today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're having a wonderful week and staying happy and positive with all the chaos going on in our world right now. Today, I want to talk about something that I'm quite passionate about, and that is manifesting the life that you want. I know some people are a little hesitant when it comes to manifesting, but I truly think that there are things that we can do to help us create the life that we want. And if you're anything like me, you are ready to do whatever you can to just be the best version of you and create the life that you've always dreamt of. So I just think one of the most beautiful things about life is that each and every new day is another opportunity to create the life that we want. It's another opportunity to do new things and explore and get to know yourself. I talk a lot about happiness and creating the life that you want and going after your dreams and your goals and fighting for the things that you want and always picking yourself back up when life knocks you down, because we all know that life will knock us down more than once. But the most important part is that we stand back up and we keep going after the things that we are passionate about, the things that motivate us, the things that make us happy, the things that make our life complete. And it's different for everybody, but as long as we can keep picking ourselves back up and we can keep moving forward, I think that's all that matters. I also talk a lot about, we only grow when we are pushed outside of our comfort zone. When we are inside of our comfort zone, it's quite hard to learn and to experience and to, do new things that are going to better ourselves. I think when we are uncomfortable, those are the moments that we learn the most and we become the person that we truly are. Every experience, every choice, every step that you take, it helps you shape you into the person that you are, and it helps you shape the life that you live. So why wouldn't we take every step towards becoming the best version of ourselves and creating the life that we've always dreamt of? I don't think that we just have to dream of that kind of life. I think that we can make the right choices and we can do things, in our everyday life that can help us get there. And that dream doesn't have to seem so far away. I've talked so much about different ways that we can go after our goals, things that we can do to create the life we want. I'm constantly talking about, doing your goal lists and journaling and vision boards and meditation and all those things. And then all those things are so crucial, and they're all a piece to the puzzle. They are pieces to the life that we want, and we have to do all of them to really make the full picture. And I think that all those pieces are a part of our journey of manifestation, of manifesting the life that we want and creating the life we want. When I think of manifestation, think of it this way. You are co-creating with the universe. People can complain that the universe is against them, something goes wrong, it can be simple things like you get a parking ticket, 2 minutes after your time was up, and you're racing to your car and they just beat you there. And then it can be bigger things in life that we might blame the universe for, like losing a loved one to a car accident or getting fired from, what we thought was our life career. So sometimes things happen in life, and don't get me wrong, it's hard not to blame the universe. It's hard not to put blame on other aspects of our lives or sometimes people, and I think we all do it in some sense. We all, why did this happen to me? And we always try to figure out why. Why? But I'm also a very strong believer in that everything happens for a reason. We shouldn't be blaming anyone or anything for things that happen in our lives. And for a long time, sometimes those reasons aren't very clear as to why things are the way that they are, or why something happened. And we can go pretty stir crazy trying to figure out that why, or we can look at it in a different perspective, and we can try to look at it as everything happens for a reason. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to grow from this. Maybe this is going to take you on a different path that's going to lead you down the right direction to all of your hopes and dreams and to the life that you want to create. Sometimes we just get a little bit of a detour down a different path that, it feels like it's going to take us forever to get to where we want to go, to that final destination. But that's okay. Take the scenic route, take those extra, paths, whether you want them or not. We have to learn to accept all the things that life throws at us and make the most of it and try to learn from it and try to get that healthy, positive perspective on it. So today I'm going to talk to you, about co-creating with the universe to become the best version of you, to create the life that you've always wanted, and to never stop fighting for it. And just to understand that everything does happen for a reason. And we just need to learn how to accept some of the things that are thrown at us and, that go-getter motivation, positive attitude. You just got to keep fighting and keep going after what you want. It's really not who's against who. It's about co-creating. We are in a partnership with the universe. That's the way that I like to think about it. It's like teamwork. The more brilliant and beautiful minds that come together, the more powerful the content is. So don't fight the universe. Don't blame it for things that, make you less than happy. You have to be able to look at it as a partnership, and sometimes you don't always understand your partner, and sometimes you don't understand why things happen. But as a partnership, it's not who's against who. It's not, it's not a race to the finish line. It's not someone or something trying to push you or hold you back. Just look at it as co-creating. I think that is my perfect way that I want to describe it. So, daydreaming, we all do it. We all dream about, moving to a tropical island, owning a yacht, just living the life, eating grapes and sipping on wine in the middle of the day. Don't get me wrong. We've all had those dreams. And if that is really your goal, that's the life you want to live, go get it. You are not just going to get it by sitting there and daydreaming about your tropical island and your yacht. There is effort that needs to put in, work that needs to put in, determination, drive. We can't just get things handed to us. I also strongly believe that, nothing great in life comes easy. We have to work for the things that truly matter and that are truly going to take us to the next level and the next step and make us the happiest. It's hard. Life is hard, but there's so many things that we can do to help make it better for ourselves, to make the most of it. Life is short and we can run out of time and it goes quickly. So why don't we make the most of it right now? So I'm going to talk to you about some steps in manifesting your life. And the first step that I want to talk to you about is knowing exactly how you want to feel. So naturally, as humans, we make wishes. We ask for something that we don't have. Whether you're wishing while blowing out your birthday candles, or when the clock hits 11:11, or maybe when you just lay your head down on your pillow, you make a wish at night. I think we've all wished for something in our lives, a desire, a want, something that we don't have. But often we might wish for something and then later it comes true and we aren't quite satisfied once we get it. And, it kind of sucks. It's, I really, really wanted this, but then for some reason it doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't make you as happy as you thought it would. It doesn't, it's not that missing piece to the puzzle that you dreamt of. We get into this mindset that something or some experience will bring us happiness. But in reality, we have no idea how we want to feel. So we have to figure out exactly how we want to feel every single day. So, where do your values lie? How do you want to feel every day? How are you supposed to know, what kind of things, people, and experiences that you need in your life if you aren't fully sure of how you actually want to feel every day? So stop thinking of, what are the things that I want to do in life? And instead try to change the mindset to how do I want to feel every single day when I wake up? And once we can determine how exactly we want to feel, then we can start putting pieces together. We can start adding to the puzzle. So we can start to decide what kind of things, what kind of people, experiences that we need in our life to make us feel that specific way. So here's an example. If you want to feel really relaxed, you don't want to rush your morning routine. You want to have the luxury of being on your own schedule. You want that freedom because that's just it's just the type of person you are, which I get, and it's totally okay. Well, then maybe you need to work for yourself, so that you can create your own schedule and you can have your morning routine and you don't need to be rushed. You can do life at your own pace. And then, there might be someone else who likes the structure, or maybe you like being in charge, and maybe you see yourself more in a business type of job, going to the office, having that structure, or being the boss, maybe you want to boss people around and tell them what to do, and that's the kind of things that you want to feel. You want to feel empowered, and you want to feel in control, and maybe that's more of the kind of job for you. If you want to, be next to nature every single day because that makes you feel present and relaxed, then maybe you need to move to a cabin in the woods. Or if you like that busy, go-getter kind of city life, then maybe you need to move to a big city where you can enjoy that type of lifestyle. So figure out where your values are and what is the most important to you and how you want to feel. So once we can figure out how we want to feel, then we can start to add the things that are going to make us feel that way, which, we don't know how things are going to make us feel a lot of the time. And I think a lot of that comes with just experiencing life and understanding who you are. So of course, journaling, self-reflection, all that stuff helps, as well as creating vision boards, which I'm going to talk more about in this episode. Talking to your friends and family, just experiencing life in general can really help you figure out exactly how you want to feel. So sit on that thought for a second. It's time for a little bit of a break, but when we get back, I'm going to jump into the second step into manifesting the life you want. So take a moment, if you can kind of come up with a few words, a few descriptions of the ways you want to feel, write them down. Start to kind of reflect on that.
You really can't underestimate the importance of having the right creative work for your brand or your product. Whether it's a logo, a website, a book cover, or an ad campaign, you really need a quality design to make that big difference pop and deliver your overall engagement and success in a competitive market. That's where Design Crowd comes in. Design Crowd has over 750,000 designers from Sydney to San Francisco ready to help you with awesome creative ideas. They make crowdsourcing work for you. So if you need a logo or you're working on your creative branding, you can go to designcrowd.com and post a brief describing the design you need. And then within about 2 to 7 days, you'll receive up to over 100 different designs from designers around the world. Then you pick the best design and approve payment to the designer. So you're only paying for the design that you want. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of freelancing and out of crowdsourcing. And you don't have to be a huge company like Harvard Business School to use Design Crowd, although they have used it as well. You can start a project on Design Crowd for as little as $99. And if you go right now to designcrowd.com/health and wellness or enter the promo code health and wellness on their website, then our health and wellness listeners will receive up to $150 off of your design project. That's designcrowd.com/health and wellness or entering that promo code health and wellness.
Are you tired of the same old news? Are you sick of the seemingly endless political spin and negativity? The GSMC America's Still Beautiful podcast is a weekly news podcast covering all the top positive and uplifting news stories. We cover stories that will inspire, uplift, and remind you of the good in the world. Tune into the Golden State Media Concepts America's Still Beautiful podcast to get all the great and positive news stories of today. Download the GSMC America's Still Beautiful podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
GSMC Life and Happiness podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Okay, I am back, and we are talking about manifesting the life that you want, the life that you've always dreamt of, and how you're going to get there. So the first step is really understanding how you want to feel every single day in your life. And now the next step is making your plan. So you may have created many different vision boards in your life or inspiration boards. You've maybe done years of journaling and you've tried to figure out your feelings from your everyday life and the experiences that you've had. You might have written all these down. You might have a good idea of the things that you want out of life, or that you did think that you wanted out of life. And, you might have cut out some old magazine clippings, put them on a board, made your vision board. But I bet you 9 times out of 10, that vision board ended up, being pushed in the back of your closet, or, that journal where you wrote all your thoughts down. It's kind of in the bottom of your drawer, and we forget about it. And it's really great to have that visual look and to create that vision board. I strongly believe in those. But it's one thing of just, creating that board and having that idea and, just looking at it. You can't just look at it and expect all those things to come true. The next thing we need to do is we need to make our action plan. So you have to figure out your main points. So, we get point A, point B, point C, point D. You could go through the whole alphabet. Every single, aspect and stage of your life is a different point. And often we think of that, okay, how am I going to get from point A to point B? And we try to jump from point A to point B as fast as we can. We try to get to the next point, maybe the easiest way out, maybe, the quickest way. Sometimes we try to skip a couple steps, and we often forget about, the tiny little points that are between point A and point B. So A1, A2, A3, A4, those are all little steps to get to point B. And if we skip over A1, A2, A3, A4, etc., we're not going to be able to sustain our goals, first of all. You might not actually reach it to point B, or you might feel quite stuck, like you've just kind of hit a plateau and you're not going anywhere and you don't know, what is your next action plan. So you have to start prioritizing the things that you want, the things that will help make you feel the way that you want to feel. So often we get stuck at point A, or you get to point P and then you feel like you're moving nowhere, you're at that plateau. So we get stuck in daydream mode is what I like to call it. So especially after putting in all this effort to our vision boards and our journaling and all those things we've written down, we get excited about those visions and we get pretty, determined to end up, reach that end point, reach that end goal, whatever the thing that you want out of life. And often we forget that it takes hard work to get there, and that it takes multiple tiny little steps and little achievements and goals to get to that next point. And then once you get to that next point, you got tiny little steps and tiny little achievements and goals to get to the next point. We can't just skip over those in-between things. So we have to put the effort in, and we have to work hard to get from one point to the next. No matter how small those baby steps are, it's all important. Another important thing to remember when you're making your plan is that things can change at any time. So you have to be open-minded enough to accept those changes. Like I mentioned before, life can throw us curveballs, and we can end up down a path that we are like, why the hell are we here? This is making no sense. Why did this happen to me? Why am I down this path right now? And we question it, and we don't understand kind of why we're on this path. But the thing is that can be the most beautiful path that you never would have thought to take. That could have been the best scenic route of your life that you never would have taken yourself. And somehow your partnership with the universe put you down that path. So if you close your mind to all of those possibilities, to that curveball that life has thrown at you, you could miss out on some of the most beautiful parts of your journey, the most important parts of your journey. And that curveball, that down that path could be the actual direction to where you want to go. You just didn't think of that route. I hope that makes sense. So don't let yourself be constricted to an outcome or to a path or, to one route or another route. Let yourself be open-minded. Of course, be goal-oriented, know what you want, know how you want to feel, but don't be thrown off when life gives you a curveball, when you found yourself down the less beaten path, because those can be the most beautiful experiences in your life. So don't let yourself be constricted to your one set plan. Of course, have a plan, try to map out your journey, but don't let yourself only follow those steps. The curveballs, the wrong turns, the mistakes, the less beaten path can sometimes direct you exactly where you need to be. So trust your partnership with the universe. Trust your co-creation with the universe. My advice for this is just to road map your plan. Add all the pit stops, add all your pee breaks, those times for those beautiful scenery views that you want to stop and take pictures. Map the scenic route, do what you need to do to have a clear plan for yourself. Take the time to really think about how you're going to get to where you want to be. What kind of career do you need? Where do you need to live? What kind of people do you need to be surrounded by to get to where you want to be? All of these are factors. All of these are pieces to your puzzle. And so really trying to understand kind of every single pit stop, mapping that out for yourself is crucial to, really creating that plan and understanding that it really does take all these tiny little steps to get from point A to point B. You can't just skip over and get to the next step that easily, as we all probably wish we could. But the next important thing that I want to talk about is making sure you're focusing on one thing at a time. So I talked about pinpointing each step from point A to point B, your A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. Now you need to focus on one point at a time. So we need to understand and have a big picture, but to get to that end of that big picture, we need to focus on one thing at a time. If you start trying to do everything at once, it's just not going to work. As humans, we naturally try to multitask all the time, even when we don't realize it. But we are co-creating with the universe. And we need to give the universe clarity to co-create with you. So if you're scattered all over the place, the universe is just going to be guessing, what you want. So know what you need to focus on, be motivated and determined for what you want, and put the work into each step. Always remember that every little step counts. Every goal you achieve, whether it's big or small, is one step closer to that finished puzzle. So celebrate all your small victories, just like you would celebrate your big ones. When you're trying to focus on one thing that's like on your vision board, that's in your plan, there's a tip for me is I write this thing down. I put it on a sticky note, and whatever that clear goal or that clear thing I need to focus on right now in my life, I'll write it down on a sticky note and I'll put it all over my house. So I'll put that, that word or that thing, on my coffee machine, on my bathroom mirror, on my car dashboard, anywhere that I see that visual reminder. Those are really helpful. That your brain is going to recognize those visual cues and you're going to stay more focused. I know it sounds so silly just to be putting little stick-it notes all around your house. But trust me, I really think it does work. So you're always constantly focused on that goal. If you are somebody who enjoys meditating, definitely meditate on your goal every single day. So you can read the goal out loud before you go to sleep and when you wake up, if you're not quite the meditating type, which is okay. You can focus on this goal first thing in the morning. That's the best thing to do because when we wake up first thing in the morning, our brains are the least cluttered. We haven't gone through, our work day or just our day in general. And, our brain's just a little bit more clear in the morning. So if you can focus on your goal and the thing that you're really, really striving for at the moment in the morning, that kind of brings the best clarity for you and the best focus. For me, I've always been a runner. Some people kind of find it strange, though, that I rarely listen to music when I run. Sometimes if I'm on a treadmill at the gym and I just need to get that extra push to make it through my workout, don't get me wrong, I'll put my headphones in and just grind it out. But if I'm running outside, there is no way I will put music in. There's no way I'll bring my cell phone. Running for me, it almost feels like meditation sometimes, which I don't know if that sounds weird, but it's where I do my best thinking. It's where I clear my mind. It's where I refocus my energy into new things if I need to. Often I imagine myself running towards my goals. So if I have that sticky note that's also placed around all my house and my car dashboard, it's also in my mind when I run and I can visualize it in front of me and I'm chasing after it. So I picture that dream in my head and every time I run faster and faster towards that goal because it's motivating and it's exciting and I think it just gets me moving. Sometimes I will also picture I'm running away from something, that's maybe been holding me back. So I picture myself running away from negativity, from any anxiety, from negative words I said to myself, or maybe that negative words somebody else said to me that day. If you can really visualize and picture yourself running away from the things that are holding you back and running towards the way that you want to feel, I think that makes a huge difference. You're visualizing it for yourself. And trust me, you will get a very good workout in. So that's always a bonus. Okay, it's time for a little bit of a break again, but when I get back, I'm going to jump into some more information for you about manifesting the life that you want. So don't go anywhere.
You really can't underestimate the importance of having the right creative work for your brand or your product. Whether it's a logo, a website, a book cover, or an ad campaign, you really need a quality design to make that big difference pop and deliver your overall engagement and success in a competitive market. That's where Design Crowd comes in. Design Crowd has over 750,000 designers from Sydney to San Francisco ready to help you with awesome creative ideas. They make crowdsourcing work for you. So if you need a logo or you're working on your creative branding, you can go to designcrowd.com and post a brief describing the design you need. And then within about 2 to 7 days, you'll receive up to over 100 different designs from designers around the world. Then you pick the best design and approve payment to the designer. So you're only paying for the design that you want. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of freelancing and out of crowdsourcing. And you don't have to be a huge company like Harvard Business School to use Design Crowd, although they have used it as well. You can start a project on Design Crowd for as little as $99. And if you go right now to designcrowd.com/health and wellness or enter the promo code health and wellness on their website, then our health and wellness listeners will receive up to $150 off of your design project. That's designcrowd.com/health and wellness or entering that promo code health and wellness.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast. Hello, we are back. Okay, so I just gave you my whole lowdown on me running away from my negativity and running towards my goals. So for me, running is a great therapy for me. It's a great tool, a great resource to help me figure out kind of what I want and the way I'm feeling and to really focus my energy. But running might not be for everybody. If you've listened to any of my episodes, then you would know I'm also a hardcore believer in journaling. I think journaling is just the most amazing tool for anybody. Anybody can pick up a pen and paper and they can start writing their feelings down. And I think this is just such a great and healthy way to learn more about yourself, reflect on the things that are going on, release any energy you need to, thoughts, declutter your mind. I think it does wonders for our brains and our bodies, our souls, the whole package. So maybe try journaling, maybe try writing things down. But like I always say, my one piece of advice is always, always, always pick up a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper. Put away your phone, put away your laptop. Don't type away, write. Write your thoughts down, write that energy you need to release, write those things down physically. I just think that there's something so magical that happens when, the pencil hits the paper and your thoughts just start flowing. I think they flow so much better. Maybe I'm old school that way, but pick up a pen, pick up a piece of paper and start journaling. Find that way, find the thing for you that's going to work, that's going to release that energy and it's going to help you focus on what you need to focus on. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is making sure that your environment is aligned with your goals and your mindset to make those things happen. So I did just do a whole episode on how important our environments are for our overall well-being. Your environment really needs to align with your mindset and your goals. You cannot grow in a toxic environment. You cannot grow if your environment is holding you back. Often we don't realize that our environments are holding us back, but our emotions are associated with our environments. The way we feel is very easily triggered by our surroundings. So your environment needs to support the person that you are now and where you want to go. We can very easily sometimes outgrow our environments, and it's important to be aware of that when that happens or if that happens. So if you want to be motivated and go after your goals, then you need to surround yourself with also like-minded people. That's part of your environment, people that are determined to get to where they want in life as well. Surrounding yourself with people who are lazy and don't care. They want to take the easy route. They want to skip all those in-between steps. They're not going to be as motivated and goal-orientated, and that's going to leave you not being as motivated and goal-orientated. So always surround yourself with people that are like-minded, that are motivated and determined to get everything they want out of life. Sometimes we get stuck in our environments and our situations. Maybe you can't just get up and move out of your toxic environment right now. But I think the first step in the right direction, if you come to this situation, is just changing your mindset about it. Instead of thinking you'll never get out of this environment, you're stuck forever, try to say things like, there must be a way out. What can I do right now to make my situation better for myself? Always try to change the way that you talk to yourself and that mindset, and all of a sudden, things will follow. And you will find a way out of your situation. Your subconscious and the universe can now work together to find your way out of that situation. So even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, this doesn't mean there isn't a light there. Sometimes you're just stuck around a dark corner for a while and it seems like it's never ending. But it will end, and there is the light there. And we just sometimes get a little stuck in the dark, and that's okay. Try to change the way that you talk to yourself and change your mindset, your perspective, so that your subconscious, the universe, you can work as a team and you can get everything you want out of life. Manifestation is teamwork. The universe isn't going to just hand you your tropical island and your yacht, after you pin some old magazine clippings to a board. That's not how it works. You have to work really hard, and you have to be determined to create the life that you want, to co-create your life with the universe and that partnership. Manifestation is beyond your vision board. It's beyond putting sticky notes up in your house. Those things help. I think they're great tools to help you get to where you want to go. But you can't just think about and dream about something every single day and expect it to appear. You have to put the work in, and it's not going to be easy. But like I said, nothing great in life comes easy. Dream about the life you want. Visualize the life you want. But then you need to fight for the life you want and take action to make it happen. Work as if you are in a partnership with the universe. So those to me are my 3 steps in manifesting the life I want. I'm going to add in some more tips of things that we can do to help create that life that we want. So having an attitude of gratitude. I love that line, have an attitude of gratitude. When you're in a state of gratitude and appreciation for every aspect in your life, then you're sending the universe very clear signals for what you want. So make sure you're sending those clear signals so that the universe can work in partnership with you to help put you on that right path and put you in the right direction. Always be grateful for your life and lead your life with appreciation and gratitude, and then the universe will bring you more beautiful things to be grateful for. My next tip is clean up the old you clutter. And I say old you in quotations. If you're thinking of manifesting your life, you might be trying to get rid of the old you. Old you, I say again. I think we should always appreciate the person that we once were, the experiences that we had, the people that we met, and the things that we've done. I think those are great things to reflect on and to learn from. But just because you appreciate and you understand the people that we've met, the things that we've done, the experiences that we've had, it doesn't mean that we need to hold on to those things or let those things hold us back. Declutter the things that you no longer need, the thoughts, the environment, the people, anything that you think could be holding you back, toss it. Get rid of it. Do what you need to have that clear path mentally and physically. Once again, journaling, running, self-reflection, all these things can help you get rid of those thoughts and negative mindsets. Just find what works for you. My next tip is don't be scared to ask for help. Just because you are an independent person and you feel confident in your plan to manifest the life you want, you feel confident in your partnership with the universe, and you feel like you're on track, that is awesome. That is amazing. But you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do anything in life alone. Guidance and help is nothing to be ashamed of. We are meant to learn from one another. We are meant to coexist with other people and their experiences as well. So if you need help to pick yourself back up, or maybe you just need a little guidance on one of your journeys, one of your paths, never ever feel ashamed for asking for a hand. I think there is something so strong and courageous about asking for help. My next one is follow your intuition. Like I said, sometimes life has thrown a curveball at you. You've you're all of a sudden down the less beaten path, and, you're placed at a fork in the road, and you might have no idea what is the next step. What is the right next step that you need to take to get to your final destination? Well, trust your gut. Trust your intuition. You know yourself the best. You need to be able to trust yourself in all of your decisions. When you know how you want to feel, and you know the puzzle pieces that are going to help you get to how you want to feel and help make you feel that way, you are so much closer than you think. And you know yourself better than you think. Every day we're learning about ourselves, and every day is a learning curve. But often we know ourselves better than we actually believe that we do. So trust your gut, trust your plan, and trust that everything is going to be okay no matter what. So you are strong enough to pick yourself back up and keep moving on. And you're strong enough to trust your intuition and trust yourself to go down the right path. But, hey, if you don't, doesn't mean you can't get back on track. And my next tip is feel good right now. Don't push your happiness aside just to get through point A, B, C, D, blah, 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 to get to your final destination where you think you'll achieve all the happiness in the world. You have to enjoy and feel good through every single point. Let yourself enjoy and learn and feel good through every single small step of your journey, which really leads to my last point. And that is live in the present moment. I talk a lot about having a plan and knowing what you want and where you want to go and how you want to feel. And all of that is so important, to have your goals and to be determined and really understand, that bigger picture for yourself. I think that is crucial. But I think the most important thing is being present in your life and being present in the moment while you take each and every single step through your journey. You will never regret being present in the moment, but you could regret missing those special moments when your brain was already 5 steps ahead. So live for the moment right now. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. Remember, you were just in a partnership with the universe, so co-create. Create the life that you've always wanted to live. All right, that is all the information that I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I enjoyed sharing all this information with you. It's something I'm super passionate about talking and learning about. So I hope it inspired you a little bit, to maybe manifest and make your roadmap with all your pit stops and your point A to point B and all those little steps. All right. Thank you so much for listening to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. I appreciate you being here. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like and follow us on social media, and leave a 5-star review. It's greatly appreciated, and I look forward to next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find the show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast.